In this video, I have two of the most talked about and the most anticipated driver releases of 2025. Hi everyone, my name's James and welcome back to this YouTube channel. Today I have the TaylorMade R7 Quad mini driver. Can't believe I'm saying that. Massive trip down memory lane for me. And we have the brand new Titleist GT 280 mini driver. So two very similar drivers by design, but two quite different drivers by, well, everything else, because the GT 280 looks absolutely tiny. As you can see, it's 280 cc's of head, whereas the R7 is 305 cc's, so quite a little bit bigger footprint. Which one will be best for me? Which one could be best for you? We're going to find out in today's video. And one of the big talking points about both these drivers is that adjustability factor. So we of course have that quad adjustable weighting with the R7, which was renowned all those years ago, and really one of the most adjustable drivers ever released at the time. Now the GT 280, we do have adjustability, and we have it in a form of front and back weighting. So we can shift that CG, we can reduce MOI, we can increase MOI, we can do lots of fantastic things. Guys, before we get into the video, welcome. Please make sure you do consider hitting that subscribe. We're well on the way to 300,000 subscribers, so much so I can't get my words out. I'm so excited. I'd love you to be a part of it. Invite a friend as well if you want, because why not? So Bobby, which one should we go with first? GT, we'll go GT first. Now, I have just reviewed this, and it's the first day with it, and I must say I really like it. You can see we do have a Tor graphite design in there, so lots of different shaft options with this from Titleist, and a lot of people will say, you've got to put the same shaft in it or it doesn't count. And that doesn't necessarily make sense, because the TaylorMade does come with a stock shaft that's designed for that club. So, quite a few difficult closing holes here at Woolley Park today in the wind. How many fairways can we hit, and what distances can we get with these two clubs? That felt absolutely gorgeous, just down that left-hand side near the 150 marker. Already one of the better shots that I've hit with this club. And this is a really funny club, because if you don't quite catch it, it kind of sounds a little bit dead. It doesn't really have that kind of amazing feedback. But that's all subjective, because some people like a kind of different sounding club and other people don't. Titleist clubs have always, for me, been fantastic sounding, fantastic forming. And you see with the new GT 280, we do have that thermoform crown, and we also have an L-cup face. And what else, Bobby? Split material design. This, at the time of filming, Rory won the Grand Slam yesterday, or this morning at like 1 AM. So everyone's a little bit kind of fuzzy and a little bit tired, but we're here making content for you guys, so I hope you enjoy it. Come on, let's just aim a little bit further right, hit that same shot, absolute knuckleball of a flight. Absolute carbon copy, just down that left-hand side. Not a lot of offset on this club actually, so if you do like to see that ball kind of moving right to left, and you don't want to look at that, it does look fantastic, doesn't it? Because for me, if a club's got too much offset, it has the opposite effect for me. But I think that looks really good. If we do kind of compare them both here, like looking down at them, look how much bigger the TaylorMade is. It's like a totally different prospect, isn't it? 305 cc as opposed to 280. And straight away, I think, do you want the bigger head, or do you want the more traditional smaller head? What would you go with? I think it does look fantastic, doesn't it? I think it looks fantastic, but I also think that if you're going to have a forgiving driver, kind of make it a forgiving driver. Don't just think, oh, let's just go for a nice, small, sleek-looking head. The Titleist will probably be more versatile, which we are going to test in today's video, because I've hit a couple off the deck. We'll put them on screen now, and they were fantastic shots. But I actually hit some quite decent shots with the R7 in testing as well. So we've got the heavyweights forward on both of these clubs, and you can get them both in 11.5 or 13 degrees of loft, straight down the right-hand side. And this is interesting, because all those shots are kind of favouring that left-hand side just a little bit, aren't they? They're all in that left-hand pocket of rough near the 150 marker, but we do have them set in that less forgiving kind of forward weighting setting. So potentially if you wanted more forgiveness, you would move these weights back, and of course with the Titleist, you'd move the lone weight back as well. With the R7, you do get the beauty of a through slot speed pocket, which I think is, to be honest, some of the most important technology in a mini driver, because if you get that low face hit, it helps you maintain ball speed, helps you maintain that spin and flight window that you do want. We also have a lovely carbon crown on here, as opposed to the thermoform that we have on the Titleist. They've done a really good job of making this look like the old R7, haven't they? Like a to the designers, you've got to take your hat off to them, really. It really is fantastic. Tough day to be hitting driver in this wind. That sounded absolutely phenomenal. Let's get down there and see where they all are, because to be honest, they should all be quite close to each other because I've just pulled them all. So dispersion-wise, they're going to be quite close together, which is kind of what you want with a club like this. So very interesting results here. We have, well, all in the rough, which isn't exactly why you would buy a mini driver, but very, very close together. Now that was a downwind hole as well. I was kind of going after those a little bit to see how far down we could get. We are just level with the 150 markers, so it's not a bad distance at all. Let's turn around now, let's go into the wind with a big lake on the left, because that is why you buy a mini driver realistically, so let's have a go. So one of the big stories about both these drivers is that element of adjustability. You can see we have those movable weights as well to kind of move CG around, but one of the big factors is you can change loft and lie angle. So one thing with the Titleist, and Titleist's okay if you have the matrix with you. We have these both set on the same loft, but for this, wait for it, there. Like if you're unsure, that's a tough look, isn't it? Yeah. Like what you're supposed to do. Whereas if you have a look at the TaylorMade, it's so much more simple and easier. And I think this is where TaylorMade, not only do they have the whole nostalgia R7 burner, that whole kind of original one when they brought that out, I think that's a reason to buy without necessarily buying a club just for its performance. And that's a very, very clever marketing strategy by TaylorMade, and I dare say one that works really, really well. But there's like, right, do you want your loft up, do you want your loft down, how do you want your lie angle? Thank you very much for coming. Just slide that in there where that arrow is. Like, even Alex Etchers couldn't get that wrong.
Nailed it.
And that's a frightening thought, isn't it? So, yeah, both set on 11.5 here, and now we're into the wind with, I forgot what that setting was. I'm gonna have to get, and this is the thing, so like you're at the driving range, you're like, right, let's get the matrix up. And the thing is, you've got to make sure, yeah, I think it's B1 down in loft. It's D1. If I'd have gone B1, I'd have been slightly fade, so not too bad, but, and that's right-handed, because sometimes you can get the left-handed one as well, which certainly wouldn't be the answer. So D1. Right, which one should I go first, Bob? TaylorMade this time. Now the big aim of the game here is get the ball in play, keep the ball in play. It's a very, very tough driving hole this, with that wind and with that hazard that I spoke about. Probably almost have to aim, I mean, stupidly, I would never say aim at a hazard, because that's like the last thing to do. But you want to aim like just right at it and then let the wind bring it back just a little bit. Oh yeah. Come on, keep coming back. Oh, no! That's why you don't aim at a hazard. I've hit that absolutely brilliantly, and it's just held its line too much. But I do feel like with that kind of low spin element, you do get the chance to hit it a lot straighter. Like I don't feel like potentially with a normal driver, I'd be able to hit it that straight with this wind off left. You guys probably can't feel how strong that wind is. So ballsy to aim at the middle of the fairway here. No. That's a miscue with the R7, and that leaves the door wide open for the GT 280. I can't get my head around the name. It's like someone's forgot to name it, isn't it? Right, this is where the versatility can come in though, with that smaller head. Play it back in the stance a bit, and that's an absolute knuckleball, isn't it? That's the perfect shot. Yeah, that's bounding down the fairway, lovely. Again, didn't fill me with kind of all the joys of spring there with the strike and the sound, but it's doing the job, and it's doing the job to an exceptionally high level. And it has done all morning, to be honest, hasn't it? Performed really well, this Titleist. That's a carbon copy of the first one we hit with the R7. It stayed bang straight, but unfortunately, maybe in that hazard. Let's go find out. So results-wise for those shots, we do have the best TaylorMade is actually still in the hazard. You could play it, so it's not too bad. It kind of banked down here, which was unfortunate. The Titleist is in the fairway, which, I mean, I'm going to be fair, was a really, really good shot because it held its line, but I was more ballsy to aim at the middle of the fairway. The other Titleist's in there. So, we hardly knew ye. So which one is the best from the fairway. Which one's the best potential 3-wood replacement? Because when I've reviewed these clubs, you will see that we have tested them obviously off tees, but also off the fairway. And for me, the Titleist is exceptional off the fairway. I think that smaller, sleeker design really helps. We'll show you some of the shots on screen now from those tests, and it really, really did just do exactly what I wanted it to do. However, I do think the R7 with that kind of this little funnel here does really help you with turf interaction, and of course that through slot speed pocket does help you generate that ball speed if you do get it low on the face. So I think 2 pretty viable, good options for 3-wood replacements if that's how you're looking, but it all comes down to this. 1 shot and 1 shot only off the 18th tee here at Woolley Park into the wind. Which one's going to win? Which one goes first? Titleist first, right. Peg them down low and just try and play like a trappy one out there. This is the exact shot I'd play if I was playing in a kind of competition. That's a brand new tee out the bag, that. Straight break, look at that. Absolute cheap rubber. You can't even use that for an iron, can you? Oh dear, what a day. Right, we'll go again. I'm nervous, yeah. Try and trap these down a little bit. How good is that, by the way? That's literally the perfect tee shot. Can't do any better than that. It was the exact trajectory I wanted. It was the exact flight window I wanted, and it's kind of cut the corner nicely as well. Can we do the same with the TaylorMade? This is going to be really close, Rob, isn't it? Because they're both exactly where you'd want it. That's took a good kick as well. I think the kick could be the thing that wins it there for the R7. Let's get down there and see where it's finished. But guys, comment below, which one would you have in 2025? And so I must admit, that surprised me a little bit, because I anticipated massively that the TaylorMade would be the longest. And this one's the longest, and it's the Titleist. So that's really put the cat amongst the pigeons. Guys, if you have enjoyed that video, please make sure you do hit that subscribe button below. Lots more videos still to come with numbers and things like that. We have a very, very, very top secret special thing happening with our studio. So if you're wondering why the numbers haven't been in the latest videos, that's why. So make sure you stay tuned for that. I can't wait to see you all at the same time tomorrow. Goodbye.